Hi guys, and welcome finally to a new video here on the channel for Football Manager 2018. I know it's been a while, probably about a month now actually at this point since I last uploaded. I just want to say to you guys thanks so much actually for sticking with the channel in this period of inactivity. I've explained before, for people who didn't know, just briefly, I was having some dental work done and it was a whole deal where I couldn't really talk for an extended period of time. But we're back now, we're in full force. And I just wanted to start out with a little bit of a different video today, because while I was away, I wasn't just sitting on my hands. I was researching the game, looking at the game, trying different things out that we were maybe going to implement in our Let's Plays, particularly the Rangers and Ajax ones. And I have stumbled upon this tactic that you now see on the screen. So I'm not going to claim for 1 second to have come up with this tactic, to have innovated this tactic in any way. This tactic is available to download off of a forum on the link I have provided below in the description, so full credit to the creator of this tactic. As I say, all the details on that will be down in the description. It's a normal tempo, normal defensive line, much more closing down though, preventing short goalkeeper distribution and tight marking, so really getting close in to the opposition and not allowing them to play. Going for the overlap, as you would imagine, with the fullbacks playing there, but we're also exploiting the middle, which is interesting. So that gets the ball really narrow actually with exploiting the middle there, and then you can spread it out wide. I actually tend to find that it's exploiting the middle thing doesn't actually happen. A lot of the play does come down the wing, but I don't know, perhaps that drags the opposition into the middle because you've got players in there that they think are going to receive the ball, and then you can spread it wide. I'm not entirely sure how that one works. It seems counterintuitive to how the tactic actually plays. But nonetheless, that is what that's what has been selected here. Again, I haven't done this. I didn't come up with this tactic. Look for the overlap, work the ball into the box. Most finishes do come from ball going out wide, getting whipped across, and then a striker hammering it home. Run at the defence, which is good for the 3 strikers up front there. Even if one of them gets tackled and loses the ball, it does tend to break to one of his 3 strike partners up there. So as you can see at the moment, I am playing as Entella in the 2nd tier of Italian football. I'll get to my previous seasons in a moment. This is my first season taking on Entella, and as you can see, it is the year 2024 here. So we've just started the Italian season. Entella, who are, let's just go here, predicted to finish 13th in the league. We are currently sitting 7th after 6 games. We won 4 games and lost 2. And our man here, Bruscia, is the top rated player. So what is it? And he's also 2nd top scorer with 5 there. As you can see with the strikers, he has 8 goals altogether and the other 2 have 4, so the strikers do get you goals in this. If we look at our schedule here, we have a notable victory over, where are they? There we go, over top flight Samp there. We beat them 1-0 away from home in the Italian Cup. As you can see, lots of goals in the game. We scored 3 there, scored 3 there, scored 2 there but conceded 4, scored 5, scored 2 again but conceded 6 against Salernitana, who are actually top of the league at the moment I believe, and we scored 3 in our last game over Reggiana. Yeah, they are top of the league, 5 wins and only the 1 loss there. So and they lost to Spal, who we're yet to play. So Pescara and Salernitana. Pescara obviously a regular top flight feature, and Salernitana currently looking like they're going to be leading the charge to go up. So what is so great about this tactic anyway, I've called this video the greatest FM tactic on 2018, so we're expecting something magical. But 4 wins and 2 losses, alright, you beat Samp as well, but what makes this tactic so magical? Well, we're going to have to delve into my history, the jobs that I have taken on. As you can see here, I was originally Newcastle in this game. Season 1 we came 6th, and I won Manager of the Month once, so no competition wins. So a good season with Newcastle coming 6th, but nothing great. I suppose you could achieve that before without the world's greatest tactic. Season 2 came 3rd, okay, that's pretty good I would say. Awards, I won Manager of the Year and Manager of the Month once. Competition wins, we won, come on tell us, we won the FA Cup and the Europa League. Again, a good season, but nothing like out of this world I suppose. The 3rd season is Newcastle, we came 1st. I won Manager of the Month twice and also retained the Manager of the Year. In terms of competition ones, we won everything. We won the Carabao Cup, we won the English Premier Division, we won the FA Cup, and we won the Champions League. So the Champions League with Newcastle, I think, is a pretty damn good achievement, particularly when we won everything in England as well. So how did that go down? So let's look. We're looking at the first 3 seasons of the game as Newcastle. How did that all look? Let's go back. So here's season 1. As you can see how it's panning out here right from the start. We lose 1-0 at Stoke, not great. 2-1 over Palace, 3-0 over them, 5-2 loss to City, so we are scoring goals. We beat Arsenal 5-0, 2 from Ayoze Perez and a hat-trick for Slimani. 3-2 over Swansea, 3-2 loss to Watford, 2-1 over Spurs, 4-1 loss at Old Trafford, 3-2. So as you can see, we do score goals all the time. We've got a couple of notable results. 5-0 over Huddersfield there. We lost 4-3, which is pretty damn harsh at Anfield. 1-0 loss to City, so they managed to stop us scoring. 5-2 loss against Arsenal, 3-2 loss against Man United, so we're getting goals here, it's just hard to keep them out at the other end. 4-2 loss against Arsenal, and then we actually win the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we win the last 7 games there, and the last 8, 9, 10, we win the last 10 Premier League games in a row that season. We beat Liverpool 3-1, we beat Chelsea 3-1, so a good season there. We'll delve into some of the players and stuff later on, but I just wanted to take a look at these results. So season 2, we start off away at Anfield. We lose, but we beat Man United 3-1. We beat Everton 4-1, 2-1 over Ipswich. We beat this Uffa team 5-1, 4-0 over Aston Villa, 3-0 over Borough. So we're banging in the goals here. We go to Germany and turn over Dortmund 4-0, 2 from Dwight Gale, 1 from Kieran Tierney, 1 from Ayoze Perez. Lose to Arsenal 1-0, which is a shame. Beat Stoke 3-1 away. Ludogorets we beat 4-0. A couple of losses there. 5-1 away at Ludogorets, 4-0 at home to that Uffa team, and then 3-2 at home to Dortmund. So we actually win all of our Europa League group games, and we're starting to get some, notable results in there. A 1-0 over City, 3-2 at Burnley, 3-0 comfortable at home to Southampton. We lose to Wolves, which again is another poor result, but 6-0 over West Ham, 3-0 over Huddersfield. 2-0 loss is a shame against Tottenham, but we beat Liverpool 5-2 there. We go to Old Trafford, only lose by 1 goal in a 3-2 defeat. Then we randomly get smashed 5-0 by Bournemouth, so there are still defensive frailties in this tactic, but then we go on a huge run here. 3-0 away at Everton, 4-0 over Ipswich, 4-1 over Villa, 6-0 at home to Arsenal in the FA Cup, 2-0 over Chelsea. We go to the Emirates then and get a 2 each. 4-1 over Stoke, draw 2-2 with Galatasaray in Turkey. We beat Lincoln 5-0, beat Galatasaray 4-0 when they come to Newcastle, and the results are about to get freaky as we go further in this Europa League here. 2-1 over Leicester, 3-0 over Watford, 8-1 at home to Valencia. 8-1. Kid you not. Then we lose 3-0 to City away at the Etihad, 2-2 in Valencia to give us a 10-3 aggregate win. Then we beat Everton 2-0 in the FA Cup, 5-2 over Southampton, 2-0 over them, 3-1 over Wolves, so we're going a real run now. And there, as you can see, we drew Villarreal, away leg was first, was a bit worried. We go to Spain and we win 9-2 over Villarreal. 9-2. There you go, 9-2. Beat West Ham 2-0, we beat Villarreal 3-1, giving us a 12-3 aggregate win. We go and turn over Liverpool 2-0. In the semi-final, beat Bournemouth 4-0, lose 3-2 unfortunately at White Hart Lane against Spurs, or New White Hart Lane. Then we draw Leverkusen, we beat them 7-2 at home. Then we beat West Brom 3-0, we get a 2-2 with Leverkusen, giving us an aggregate score of 9-4. Then we beat Huddersfield 3-1, the last league game of the season to secure third. We beat Derby, a comfortable 3-0 in the FA Cup final, and a comfortable 2-0 over Porto in the Europa League final. So some of these results, you're starting to see how it starts to take shape as you get the personnel in to play with this tactic. Then we go to the title winning season, and there are some cracking results here. So we actually start off with back-to-back games against Chelsea in the Community Shield and the Super Cup, and we lose them both, which is a damn shame, but what can you do about that? Chelsea are a good team. Then we score 5 in our first 2 games. We're actually against Arsenal here at the Emirates, and at half time, as you can see by these results, 1, 2, 3, 4 goals for Arsenal in the first half, 1 for us, so we're 4-1 down at half time. We come out, score 4 second half goals, keeping a clean sheet in the second half, won 5-4, and that's what basically got us on our way to winning the title, if you ask me. Then we host Bournemouth, score another 5. We're away at Chelsea and we score 3 goals. Unfortunately, we were 3-1 up, couldn't hold it. End up drawing 3 each, but a good result at the Bridge. 3-0 over Leicester. We beat Inter 2-1 away in the Champions League. Of course, this season we do win everything. Leeds we beat 3-1, 3-2 away at Bournemouth. We actually go to Liverpool and get slapped 4-1, which is a shame. But then we beat Bayern. We actually had Javi Manquillo sent off in the 49th minute there. But we still managed to beat them 2-0. Disappointing 2-2 at home against Southampton. Then we go and beat Preston 2-0. We lose 5-2 against Barcelona over in Spain, but we respond with a 4-1 victory at home to United. Extra time victory knocks Huddersfield out of the Carabao Cup. We go to White Hart Lane and beat Spurs 2-0. Then we host Barcelona for a 2-2 draw in Newcastle. Beat Burnley, beat Stoke 5-0 over Inter at home in the Champions League. Beat Watford, draw with West Ham. We lose 2-1 in Germany against Bayern, but obviously still go through in the Champions League. Then we go on a bit of a run here with one little blip against Wolves. We win 4-2 against Everton. We go to Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup quarter-final and win 6-1, with Florin Andoni scoring 5 of those goals. We then beat City 5-1 up in Newcastle. So that's a combined 11-2 victory over both Manchester clubs. Then, as I say, that disappointing 2-1 loss at Wolves, 3-1 win over Borough, 6-1 win over Arsenal. That's now a combined 17 goals we've put past United, City and Arsenal in a short spell there, conceding only the 3. So great results there. 4-3 win against West Brom, 6-2 win at home in the FA Cup third round over Spurs, 2-0 win over the Hammers, 3-0 over Chelsea, 3-2 over Leeds, 1-0 against West Ham, 3-1 over Blackburn, 3-0 over Liverpool, Davy Klaassen getting 2 there and Sané getting the other. 4-2 victory over Southampton before a loss sadly against Bournemouth. Then 6-1 over Preston we rebound with. Champions League 2-0 at home over Monaco. 5-1, here comes a really scary result in the second, 5-1 over Fulham, 2-0 loss sadly to Leicester, and in the Carabao Cup final we beat Manchester City 7-0 to lift our first piece of silverware this season. 7-0, hat-trick for Andoni and Cliver, and then Sané getting the other against his old team. We follow that up by losing 4-3 at Old Trafford with a 92nd minute goal. Then we win 5-1 over Spurs. We go to France, turn Monaco over 2-1. 2-0 over Burnley, 2-0 over Stoke, 6-0 over Chelsea. You can see all these hammerings adding up. Putting 6 by Chelsea, putting 7 by City, putting, where are we the last one? Putting 6 by Arsenal, 5 by City, 6 by United. We're really beginning to hammer these big 6 clubs now. As I say, lose to Watford. Then we have Chelsea in the Champions League. We lose 2-1 at the Bridge. Then we lose to the Hammers. And then we turn it on when we need to. Florin Andoni with another hat-trick as we slap Chelsea 4-0 to get to the Champions League semi-final. Then we beat Everton. Then we beat Man United at Wembley 3-2 in the FA Cup semi-final there. Anthony Martial scoring against his old club. Then we beat PSG 4-0. 2 for Andoni, 1 for Cliver, and 1 for a young regen, George Hewitt, as we beat PSG 4-0. In Newcastle. Then we lose to Borough randomly. Then we beat PSG 2-0 in Spain, in France, giving us a combined 6-0 victory over PSG, 6-0 aggregate scoreline in the Champions League semi-final. Then we put 4 by Wolves and a 4-2, 6 by West Brom. Then we win 5-4 at the Etihad. We beat Arsenal 6-0. We put a 6 past Arsenal again this season. Martial hat-trick, 2 for Andoni and 1 for Cliver. So we've now won the Carabao Cup final 7-0 and the FA Cup final 6-0. And we go into the Champions League as treble winners. Barcelona, who beat us in Spain and got a draw against us in Newcastle in the group stage. We play them in the final. Jordi Alba puts them ahead. Sorry, no he doesn't. Justin Kluivert puts us ahead, Jordi Alba gets a quick equaliser, and then Jordi Alba scores an own goal quickly, and Florin Andoni puts the seal on the victory 3-1, and we actually win everything. I'm not going to run through all of my seasons like that, but that's how the Newcastle tenure went. I then resigned because how the hell am I going to better that? Then I go to Portugal, don't win anything, but we get them into the World Cup final. We battered every team along the way really. until we got slapped by Italy 4-1 in the final. So that was a bit of a shame, but we did lose that. Then I become Barcelona manager. All of these is at what, manager month, 7 times manager of the year, and we won again everything. We won the Spanish Cup, we won La Liga, we won the Champions League, and we won the Spanish Super Cup. PSG, again, we won everything. We won the Trophée des Champions, which I figure is some kind of like Super Cup type thing. We won the Coupe de la Ligue, we won Ligue 1, we won the French Cup, and we won the Champions League. And then, as you see, I'm taking over Entella just now. So looking at how we got on, Barcelona was season 2022-23, which is this season. We had 105 points, scoring 124 goals with a 98 goal difference. And if you look at PSG, season 2023-24, we had 105 points again. We scored 148 goals and had a 121 goal difference. So as you can see, this tactic is nuts. The amount of goals that we scored is crazy. Actually, I'm going to run through PSG fixtures really quickly just so you can see the freakish results. 4-1 there, 6-1 over Montpellier, 4-0 there, 10-1 against Rennes, 5-0 over Copenhagen there, 7-2 over Dijon, 6-0 over Inter, 6-0 over Saint Etienne, 4-0 over Copenhagen, 4-1, 4-0, 4-1, 4-0, 2-0 over Monaco, 4-1, 4-1, 5-0, 4-1, so many goals. 9-0 over a lower league side, but that's to be expected. 7-2 over Rennes, bringing our total goals against them in the league this season to 17 goals that we scored against Rennes. 6-1 over Dijon, 3-0 away over Real Madrid, 8-0 over Bordeaux, 8-0 over Cannes, 5-1 over Sochaux, 3-2 at home to Real. A couple of 4 goals in there, 6-1 over Napoli, and 4-2 over Napoli, 4-2 over Juve, and 5-1 over Juve. Where else? That was the semi-final. 3-1 over Newcastle, my old boys there, Newcastle in the final. Bruno Fernandes scoring for them, Coman, Abel Ruiz and Neymar doing the business for us. So listen, I hope you can see the evidence here. Scary numbers for these boys, and as you can imagine, that translates to scary numbers for the players as well. If you look at Andrea Bellotti season 23-24, he's got 50 total goals in all competitions and only 39 starts. Ludicrous with 16 assists. If you look also at Neymar for that season 23-24, 38 goals and 34 assists in 32 starts. Ludicrous figures. They also have Abel Ruiz. Where is he? Abel Ruiz there. 2023-24, 39 starts, 43 goals and 29 assists. So as you can see, they get tons of goals and they get tons of assists as well, these boys. Particularly the 3 strikers there, or the other players in the team chip in as well, but it's all about these strikers. If we can see here, Florin Andoni, in these seasons where we had him, there you go, 54 starts, 42 goals and 33 assists. Just think about that for a second. A Newcastle player, 42 goals, 33 assists. That is him personally contributing to 75 goals that season, and he got 16 Man of the Match awards. That's ludicrous numbers. Next season, 53 goals, 23 assists, personally contributing to 76 goals. I mean, what do you say about that? That is just freakish numbers. I'm trying to think who else we had as a striker. I didn't have Calvert-Lewin or Dolberg. I had Sané, but he was injured for a lot of the period in this season. But I mean, even then, 17 starts, 24 off the bench, 19 goals, 14 assists. Scary numbers. And we also had Anthony Martial, who's now at Barcelona. So he got 31 goals and 40 assists, personally having the hand in 71 goals. And then the next season, 31 goals, down to only 5 assists. But I believe the 2021 season he was playing under Carlo Ancelotti, because I'd left by then. But he still got 31 goals. But in terms of our tactics, 40 assists, and it went down to 5 when we left. So nuts. Barcelona, 2022-23 was our season. 28 goals, 19 assists from only 25 starts. You can't argue with the numbers in this tactics. Absolutely crazy. Actually, Abel Ruiz also played for us at Barcelona. in the 2022-23 season. 55 goals and 19 assists. Personally having a hand in 74 goals. I mean, this tactic is absolutely freakish, and if we look at the guys we have here, the young Leandro Brucial on loan from Juve, 8 starts, 8 goals, 4 assists. Goncalo Cabral, 8 starts, 4 goals, 2 assists. And Ezio De Ross, 8 starts, 4 goals, no assists for him. But the one playing in the centre tends to get less assists because the ball comes out wide, gets knocked over the top. These guys who are wide run in behind and then tend to square it in. So for example, I had Anthony Martial as the left hand. Ball was coming out from the goalkeeper Hoot Wagner. It was coming out to Chancel Mbemba. He was playing it to Kieran Tierney. He was lofting it over the top to Martial. He was squaring it for Florin Andoni for the goal. It was, you know, that's the way a lot of the goals happen. So hopefully you guys can see how good this tactic is. I'm raving on about this tactic, but the results I've been getting with it are absolutely crazy. And actually we're going to see this tactic when we bring back the Rangers save, which is going to be very, very shortly, possibly even tomorrow by the time that this video goes out. I just wanted to use this video as somewhat of a tester to see if I'm actually ready to start recording again. You know, it feels good. I think we are ready to go again with the Rangers season. We've got a couple of league games to go. There's 4 league games to go in the Rangers season. We are 9 points behind Celtic, so the league looks to be done, but we do have Celtic in the Scottish Cup final coming up, so we are going to adopt this tactic actually. We've got Alberto Chiacheri, Alfredo Morelos, and we've got Leandro Letiri to come back, so that 3 is going to be what we go with, and I'm going to predict that we absolutely hammer the league next season with Rangers with that lineup and this tactic, because it has just been freaky good for me so far. And this Entella squad, I mean, they're pretty terrible. If you look at the star ratings, 3 stars for him. Okay, he's not the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's injured. The goalkeeper's like 4 stars. 2 stars for him, 2 for him, 2.5, 2.5, 3.5's pretty good, 2.5, 4 is obviously good, 3 and 3.5. So not great ratings there. We've got Big Bjarnason here, 36 years old at the back, 5 pace, 5 acceleration, so they're not great, and we've got 4 wins, 2 losses, including beating Serie A side Sampdoria, who are currently 1-1-2 up there, so they've beaten Verona away, drew with Napoli, they've lost to Sassuolo and Lazio. So as you can see, I hope that you guys understand how good this tactic is, because it is absolutely freaky. And as I've been saying so all throughout the video, big props to the guy who actually came up with this tactic. You can find the link to all that information down below in the description. Not trying to claim for 1 second that I've came up with this, but it is a thing of beauty when you play it. Give it a go, see how it goes for you, and we'll be seeing how it goes, of course, in the next stage of our Rangers career, and Ajax as well. I'm going to adopt it with Ajax too, because it is just too scary. And what I've also been doing, by the way, is if I have wingers, so for example like Leroy Sané, I've been just converting them to advance forwards so they can play in this tactic, and using them as one of the wider forwards rather than the one through the middle. So not going to prattle on too long about it. The evidence is obviously there. If you guys want to give it a go, it is down below in the description, available to download. And I just want to say once again, thanks for sticking with me through the period of inactivity. We're back up and running, we're cooking with gas now, and I'll see you soon for the start of, for the resumption I should say, of the Rangers and Ajax seasons. Thanks guys, cheers, and I'll see you next time.